Who wants to be alone on these cold, cold nights? What I want to give you is going to be on demand tonight. You want to be alone with me? We can walk through this winter wonderland and wonder where we stay.
What's going on out there, everybody? This is your boy, comedian Marlon Ballard with the Love to Laugh podcast. I'm joined by a good friend of mine, very, very talented, man. My boy, Ibneza. Give it up for, woo, my boy.
What's good? What's good, Marley? Man, I'm so grateful to be here, be available for your podcast, man. And it's just like, man, one of the rarest opportunities because I had a chance to see you in one of your sets, man,
Yes,
which
you
was
did.
like, man, I don't know, man. I'm saying I was getting the best medicine because I was going through some times back then. So I'm glad that I did have a chance to meet up with you, man. You know?
Oh man, I appreciate you for joining me, bro. Like you are very talented. I've heard you sing. I watched your videos, the ones you showed me that you plan on releasing. So the world ain't ready.
Indeed. Yeah, not right now, but it's like we got a whole new year coming in and new
Yes.
things is happening as far as politician transition.
Yeah.
And like for the most part, man, I'm just here to sit down and embrace whatever change that comes to us,
Absolutely, and
Yeah.
your gift definitely helps give people through their day also, man. Because like I said, you're very talented, so I really appreciate you, man. This is an honor.
Yeah, man. Look, we gotta do our part and heal a part of the land. You as a comedian and as a musician, man, it's two important keys to, I guess, making this whole world work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we about to get into it, bro. So go and tell me, man, where were you born and raised at, bro?
And I was born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland, more in the city. And as I got older, expanded, had to travel around and find the best areas for me to kind of be grow into being productive, and mature as an adult. So I mean, Baltimore is really where everything started for me. And I've went through going to starting like when I was 7, I started doing a lot of let's say ear playing and playing around with the idea of doing music, man. And I mean, for me to really kind of grab into it and jump into it, because there was so many different circumstances that could have pulled me out of music. The environment.
Yeah, you already know. I already know.
Yeah, and then having family that like was diving deep in those wicked streets. It's like, man, I guess it took a source of power and strength to kind of abstain from doing the negative lifestyle and just finding music as a perfect balance to kind of get me focused.
Yeah, absolutely. So Baltimore, Maryland, like, and that's one of my favorite, places to come in, and mingle with people. The DMV area is a great breeding ground for talent, and you come
Yes,
from
indeed.
that. You come from that.
Yes, indeed, man. And it was, like I said, man, although we have our ups and downs and struggles back and forth, it just launched me back to what was brought to me basically, and I just couldn't escape it. So music was like, man, pulling me, and I was trying to run away from it at one point, locking into labels like Rap Rides and Music, and then actually having certain situations that changed, and I wasn't even I guess brought into light. So you have a bunch of managers and record companies out here that grabs you and kind of keeps you in the cold basically, and you don't have a clue what's going on until the last ride.
Absolutely.
So man, I guess basically had to kind of take control of my destiny far as they go and stop. I guess so I was sitting on the guidelines and the sidelines for the longest. So I said, man, let me go ahead and let me do something different this year. Like shit, 5 years ago and 6 years ago, man, I survived the fall. You know what I mean?
I understand.
And so you have to kind of at least make a transition, at least to do something better for yourself. So I was like, man, life is about change. So,
Gotcha.
so
So of course you come from a musical background. Did you start singing in church, or did you just start hitting mics and he's like, I can sing?
well, man, we was raised, and it's kind of crazy because like I was raised into Islam, right? But
Wow.
my mom was also, a Christian, so she was more like, okay, pulling me this way, and Pops was pulling me this way. But he said, okay, there's certain things that you got to have anyway. So eventually, like I've done the church, and then I had school. We had a bunch of choirs. I was singing in the music. But I never thought, man, for an instant, I was just playing with the bongos and the drums and stuff like that. But I was really not good with the drums, but I had an ear for rhythm. So, that's what probably brought me into more production. Listening to music and being able to piece together a composition.
That's wild. So your pops was Muslim and then your mom was a Christian. So they
you
kind of had to walk
had
that
the
line.
best of both worlds, man. Best of both worlds, if you look at it, because
Wow.
I wasn't pulled deeply into how most of the churches are becoming cultish, and it was like I was in a sense protected from a lot of we just call it that mindset that eventually, if you get too caught up into it, it's, what I'm saying, it's like you become a prisoner. And I don't think religion was based on us being bonded, for the long haul. It was just for them to give us, something that would guide us through life,
Exactly. Oh man,
Yeah.
so you pretty much started singing in church. So what, like the first time you got up in front of people and sang, what was their reaction and what was your reaction?
Man, I was surprised that people would even give me a chance today, but it was like, I never heard a boo because obviously I focused and listened enough until I felt that it was time for me to sing, and I never got nothing bad. Only my issue was when I was singing. Sometimes I'm so used to having a low tone, so I was like, and singing in a group, formerly like man, Woody or Drew Hill, like
Yeah.
it was crazy, man. We were actually a group at one point, and it was like just those guys. Basically, it was a whole learning process, but it was also to sharpen, because if you don't have the right team around you, basically you don't get any sharpened. And I'll say I had some technical guys, and it was like, man, that experience was just so, let's say, so great, and I was grateful for the experience, because it's like, man, it left me and gave me a lot. Like I said, I wouldn't have learned a lot of different things doing group work or even singing in choirs, and it's just the whole operation of it, man. It just teaches you theory and just really builds you up as a musician. Now I still have a lot to learn,
Yes.
regardless.
Yes.
I had that setback, when you have those issues, it's like you have to I say reinvent yourself,
Absolutely, man. So
Yeah,
who was you listening to, growing up that you tried to, that inspired you? Because
mimic,
inspired by people, like
man.
you try to sound like them, and then like you like, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Yeah, man. Well, look, I know Stevie, man, like Stevie Wonder, but the first people I really kind of grew up because when you're young, right? We was young. New Edition was pretty young at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and that was really the first thing that kind of inspired me to dance a little bit. I can't say I can dance like that, but
Snap.
Candy Girl, everybody loved New Edition back then when they first came out, singing Candy Girl.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So that kind of really made me follow music. Stevie Wonder was like my main dude, because he would do so many different things, man. I just didn't understand where he got this voice from, but it was kind of like
It's amazing, man.
Yeah, very, very amazing, man. But Stevie Wonder was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
We all listened to James Brown.
Absolutely.
So many different pieces and techniques I pick up from him. You got groups I used to listen to. I listened to all of the greats, man, like Michael Jackson, down to Luther Vandross. Johnny Gill when he was, you know, no addition, but Johnny Gill when he was
Johnny
solo. You know? But it's a whole lot of them, man. And I'm like, man, all of the greats down from Ron Isley, the Isley brothers to, man, the Temptations and all of those guys, man. And it's like, the more it seemed like the more and more I listen to each one and every one of them, it kind of makes you, it kind of widens your range of let's say interpretation of music. So I was like, man, who knows? You might hear me putting together a song that might be, you know, have a couple feels, different feels.
Yes.
You know, Ron Isley, Luther. Even though I haven't sung Johnny in so long, man. But it was like that dude was one of the dudes that kind of like he said, man, come on, man, you gotta give it up.
When you sing Johnny, you got like, you have no choice but to sing it like him. So you got to put all that grit in your voice. You're like, I can't even do it. I'm like, how does he do this?
Yeah, but I said I couldn't. I said I heard he damaged his voice. So you could damage your voice.
You can
if you do too much. And but that was just one part of the groups of guys I used to listen to. Like, I mean, even my guys, you know, Boyz II Men, Jodeci. Jodeci. And you know, Drew Hill it's also been a big contribution to, you know, to just to the game after that was down. And I mean, guys, groups like 112, after those groups had eventually dropped and stopped, it was like that's when the music changed.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like groups like after like probably 2002 like didn't really last, because I think Jagged Edge was like the last of them.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Anything after that, it just didn't really
them and like Day 26 was probably like the last like male group that we saw.
Yeah. That was definitely close, and I definitely can't forget about them. You know, slip of mind, but they definitely. I mean, say B2K was like okay, the new, but they still had some of the. They still had some of the old flavor still stuck in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So did you want to aspire to be a solo artist, or would you prefer to be in a group?
Well, I guess because I know I became over time like, man, so introverted and extroverted, and it's like I guess so many years of giving yourself to a lot of let's say just a lot of groups. It's like now. I think it would have to be one of them things where let me get this out the way, and then I could probably possibly come back to doing something that collectively I could always do. Like I said, group songs and let's say songs that have a big meaning or have a purpose, and then you know how you bang together various artists. Oh yeah, I could definitely do that. You know. I just everything takes what you call a step into that direction.
Exactly.
Sometimes you just can't jump into it because if you have been burned out by a lot of that, then shit, man, you know, it makes it just easier for you to kind of work on it, and you don't have to wait on this person to pop up and that person to pop up. So it's like I guess I've got so used to moving solo. I know I can also do something that's simpler. Shoot, what's wrong with a duo group? I say nothing wrong with 2-man group either.
It's absolutely nothing wrong, because it's not many, like, you know, Casey and JoJo broke off into their duo, you know, and murdered stuff. It's like I wish like every 4-man group would have like at least did something like that, because I think, you know, with who was the Boyz II Men, I think Wanye and Nate definitely would have broke off and did something great duo wise. I mean, I'm not saying Sean. I'm not saying Sean wasn't nothing, but still, them two, Cisco and Jazz.
They definitely was some guys. But I was like, man, I see them now. They just haven't changed basically. Like it seemed like they just got even greater vocally, man. I was like, man, those guys, like I said, it's like I've learned a lot just by, you know, working with them guys and recording, and you know, man, me and James Green, man, it's like we changed Boyz II Men songs, and and I think that made it more of a challenge because you really had to learn how to move those new notes.
That's another one. He loves music. I can tell y'all, y'all are tight, bro. Like when I see y'all together, I'm like, yo, this is like, it's like two people that you haven't seen in a long time together. You're like, yo, they got a bond. Like if they actually drop something like a solo project, man.
That's my brother, and I'm sitting on a lot of his like I said, some material.
Yes.
And I was like, dude, I already know you're gonna try to put something like that in effect, and that's, like I said, that's just a bucket list for real,
I can't wait, man, because if y'all need like somebody in the back doing some whoo, I can do that, but I ain't gonna do no verse. I'm coming though.
Oh man, look, I know you got it in you anyway, because you're around entertainment, period.
I am, man.
Yeah.
I am.
But man, when you caught me, like, I was just rolling in here, and I said, man, let me. You know how sometimes your body ain't completely come down yet?
Yes.
That's the high I'm on. That's why I'm drinking this coffee.
Oh man, so
yeah, and I still got to get used to this, man. But this is like you could say this is the first. This is my first, and you got the first interview with me, and this is the first time ever using this. So I'm like,
you good, man.
And now I have to kind of, like I said, man, get into the habit now, because like 6 years, I don't know if I told you, 6 years ago, man, I'd fell from a 20-footer, right? And so I had to rehabilitate everything. And now I'm a blessing. Like I said, that's why I'm working so hard, man. I just started actually just putting together a company. So I'm going to push hard towards that. And I ain't really wanted to jam your session up with that, but
no, you good, man. You good.
Enlighten you. Yeah, I just wanted to enlighten you, because it's like I say, one thing now that we need as young men and young black men is our own enterprise. And exactly. I'm diving into a whole different arena with doing this this investment stuff. And I was like, man, well, if I don't do it, then I was like, who's gonna be below me? I don't have no children, so I was like, I got to do that, and then hopefully I might get lucky with a real strong woman. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But this music is my baby right now. That's my boo, like, for now.
So this is many types of R&B out there. I know you love it. I know you love it across the board. You got the sexual R&B, then you got the actual like babyface type R&B where girl, I love you. I'm a carry your bags for you type thing. And then you got the
I'm babyface all day, man. And that's the one guy I forgot to mention, because that's one of the writing styles that I acquired over time, because it's like I had to constantly keep listening to them. And man, the groups like After 7, that was when I started singing a harmony with my guys. We were singing something like, I was like, I didn't have a clue about the notes, because although I was singing, but then I went to singing with a group. I was like, hold up, man, this is like the piano. So I'm singing this, but I gotta raise it, then I gotta lower it. We were singing with Ready or Not is yours. I'll give you every little thing. Man. And I was like, man, hold up. Okay, so I got it. But I had to go over it, and it only took me like two rounds to actually get the note. And then we kind of, I was like, okay, I didn't know it was done like that. It's that simple. So, I think learning, man, it's like an infinite thing. We never really get everything. And then I guess we have to also stand to be teachable, man. At some points, I don't know, I'm a Capricorn, man. And it was like, it ain't the simple things I kind of follow, but it's like, I'm a hard head. I guess as far as I'm using the analogy is, or the comparison is, those Rams got these big old horns in their head, and when they hit up against it, they just hard. So I was like, I was kind of like fighting with it sometimes, but it was like, okay, well, eventually you'd already know, after somebody trying to teach you something, hey, you're gonna learn this today, You're gonna learn it tomorrow, but you're gonna learn it before you leave here.
Absolutely. So what inspires your songwriting? Like what direction do you take yourself when you write your music?
Oh man, like I think daily life issues with love, and that's something that we lack. Like I mean, I think us as people, and I'll say people as in black, we were kind of like disconnected from getting that particular affection because of the conditions of the world. We figured that sometimes we had to be hard or masculine and not expressive to our emotions. So I'm like, I mean, and I think that's basically like you pulling a facade over yourself because you're not embracing the reality. Like if you feel a certain way, then you're free to express it, because then that's the terminology they say, like hoeing yourself, like you're not being quite true to yourself, so you're putting on a false face. So like if I'm sad, guess what, man, I don't feel so good, and if I gotta cry, guess what, shed a tear, because you're getting rid of stuff that you don't need in there. So I'm like, after this injury, I tell you, brother, I've been like balancing more emotional, but it's good, because it helps me clear like anything that's like I said, that's negative as far as thoughts.
Yeah.
It clears it, makes way for other thoughts to fall in there, man. So that's the only way we get stronger, and then we get some clarity about how we're going to change this. We come into a problem, how are we going to do this, how are we going to solve it. Yep. So problem solving is one of my biggest pet peeves, man. Like, so, and like I said, I've been always good with them hands, man. And my brothers used to call me MacGyver, right? Because I used to figure it out. Figure some stuff out. Like, okay, well, I was good with the electrical, so now I was like, man, okay, so the hands is one of my greatest assets. So I try to use that, more than anything, man. Try to write a good song. Yeah, I got those hands in there too. I got those. Look, I got those martial arts hands. I was doing that when I was 7 and up, and so I was like, man, I'm a protector by nature. So I was like, man, and those that I say, man, as friends, like, guess what? I'll be treating you like the president. I'll be Secret Service, even if I'm, like I said, even if am on a plateau of being a artist or some big celebrity. It's like, man, it's nothing like being a genuine, real friend to your people.
Absolutely.
So I was like, man, all of this other stuff it's like now we see stuff for what it is. Like all the smoking mirrors is I think is kind of put everything out there for everybody to see. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you like I said earlier in the interview, you're a dope musician. Like when you show me a couple of your music videos, and I think they're dope. So when you filmed your first video, did you go through your mind like, damn, I'm really doing this. I'm really filming a music video.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, brother. I had and I was like so physically wanting to, how you picture, imagine people there that's close to you. I was like, well, not everybody is available, so I'm available. And I was like, I came up with the concept, the whole cohesion of it when my mom had passed. That the song "Light the Candles."
Yeah,
my mom passed like November 28th of 2018, right? And it inspired me because when she passed, I was like, I think I'm going to write a sad song. So I said, man, I don't think she would want me to grieve. So I'll make it out of a celebration as well. So I wrote a song that was about losing someone, right?
yeah.
So, and I was like, man, well, this song spoke to me because it was like, talking about all the things that people go through in life. Sometimes you lose your loved ones, you lose the love of your life, and sometimes you just lose yourself. So sometimes I figure if any time we burn a candle, that is the remind us of people who used to be in our life, and every time the song's played, and it'll definitely bring you back to, you know, the point of healing, you know. So, and I want to run this by you because it was so brand new to me, right? The model that we used, it was like, you know, it was spontaneous, and I ran into her at a coffee shop, and I asked her could she, you know, do something basically. Like I was like, man, but she was so young. I wanted to get somebody that was much older, but she just had the energy to assist and help. And that's what I based on everything else, is people being available and want to help build you, like a good team of people that want to help you grow and want to see you, you know, see your dream move as well, because they see something in you. And man, I would say, man, seven months ago, not 7 months, but I imagine in April, the woman, the same young lady that was in the video, she wound up actually, you know, getting hurt in domestic violence, and that hurt became her last days. You feel me? So I was like, the song resonated to her vanishing. So it was like, I mean, Most High gave us stuff to prophesy certain things. So I was like, I'm thinking that might have done it. Like I said, it was just showing us a message that we got to love the people that's close by us, and tell them we love them while they still here on earth. Absolutely. You know? So that's what the song inspired me to. For real, you know. And
it's why, because you know my man from Men at Large, Dave Tolliver, you know, he wrote "So Alone" for his mom because she passed. It's a similar story, because he's like, I wrote that song, and he's like, yo, it's a field. If you listen to the song, it's a field of emotions. It's 7 minutes of you, like, you feel like you lost your mom. I'm like, damn.
Yes, indeed, man. That song, like, that was one of the other songs we rehearsed a lot. Me and this guy Keo Logan. Keo Logan is a you know, he does the executive protection and security for all the artists that come in town.
Yeah.
And man, he recently hit me up with a song. I was like, man, I like this song. I may even try to get with him and try to do something as far as recording. But the meantime, I got to definitely build with my brother Woody. And before I do anything else with before I do anything else with anybody, that's the man that basically, like, because he like he was there for me, truthfully. Although he always used to say, yeah, I was there for him, but man, brother, definitely, you know, iron sharpen iron, and everything is real. So I was like, man, you get people that come along and hook up with you, and then as many givers and as many takers. So I had to avoid that because I was so used to giving, you know?
Yes.
So now it just made me more of a stern guy. And some people take it as offensive, but it's just being what you call matter of fact about what it is that you want and you desire. So, I mean, we can't be walkovers, although we nice people, good people. We just can't allow, you know, a lot of serpents to slide in.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah,
man, y'all are genuine men, like you and Wood, definitely, because what I told him in his interview, I'm like, look, I can tell when somebody's genuine because everybody makes you out to be, you know, crazy. They make it seem like you're crazy. And it's one in every group, you know. People find one, they're like, oh, he's crazy, he don't want to do that, he's crazy, he don't want to do this type thing. And when I saw that with him, I'm like, you know what? Let me get to know this guy, because I'm like, you know, it can't be, because he don't come off like that, you know.
Exactly.
So I met him. I'm like, no. I'm like, so this whole time we thought it was you, when really it was.
It wasn't. Look, you was not the problem. Like,
exactly,
I was the problem solver, but it's like they don't want to listen. So hey, I gotta separate myself from it, because
that's usually the people I gravitate towards. Like I'm like, okay, you know what, you're real, you know it, because you're taking it, but you're not striking back. You're letting the Most High handle with the, you know.
Always handle those battles for you, man. So exactly. I'm like, man, I just appreciate coming into you, because I looked at you as a creative. So I was like,
yes, sir.
This guy, like, I heard you right. So I was like, so he pretty much sets the scene for a lot of things. And I'm like, man, that's creativity. And then, like, I'm attracted to creativity anyhow. So like, dude, I said, I already know it's a blessing. Like, now, and what's the future holding, and for us to grow into, you know, where we supposed to be. So I said, dude, definitely, you keep doing what you're doing. I'm here to support. I just, like I said, whenever I do get time, we gonna have to check out another set.
Definitely. Because last time you saw me, I think I was, I was a little rusty because I'm like, let me shake this rust off. I'm like, I haven't gave people the show that I wanted to give them yet. I feel like I still got some work to do. Because some people, as far as music, some people don't get it on their first album. It take about 2, maybe 3 albums to get your point across.
Yeah.
So I think I'm probably
that, man.
If this was an episode of Unsung, if this is an episode of Unsung, I think we'll be like on the first commercial break. Like I'm almost there.
Yeah. So like I think it is like I'm working it out as well, because like, man, I think being in certain business ventures with different labels, sometimes it'll take a lot out of you over time. So you become what do you call it? You become drained in disbelieving. So it does take time for the healing to start. So I mean, that's basically where I was like, I'm prepared, but man, I'm still getting attacked from left and right. So let me go ahead and reevaluate. Let me get rid of some of these things, and then let me go ahead and, let's say, take these vitamins so that I can get better. And Absolutely. Then when I have some clarity, and once I dumped out the garbage, then I'll be back at the part where I was very happy about it, very, very loving about it. So now all I see is, man, let's say rebuilding, and that's basically what I've done basically. So I've set up a label, Truth Telling Music, and hopefully, like, I can really start grabbing people to kind of run it, but not the wrong people, just immediate people. You start off first by yourself, that's with everything. And so I'm like, and then I can start adding few good people. You don't need a bunch of I don't even want to run this, say his name, but I just say you can't get a bunch of artists and then just have them sitting around and not doing anything with them, So
exactly.
I say start small. Start with yourself. Start with a few couple people you already know got good ethic, and let them do what they do.
A lot of people sign people just to sign people. Like you sign me just to sit here, and then you got 30 people on the roster, and you're using 2. So what's the other?
Yeah.
They're wasting their time and talent for you.
Yeah, don't ever want to like get into a situation like that. It's like you gotta build a family. That's what it's about. You gotta build family. So it ain't like about a number. It's more like, okay, well, if you're doing this, guess what? You still family. Exactly. You're not gonna get wrote off or kicked off because you're not doing this and that. But it's like you already know it. Everything is business. So when you look at it, so I don't know what the industry going to now, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see what the future is next year.
I think they're getting back to the basics of
music.
Because if you hear the radio now, like it feels like the trap era is kind of phasing out. And the R&B with the autotune is kind of phasing out. I hear it. Yeah. So I think give it a couple more years, you're gonna start hearing people like her, like that. The artist her, she's amazing.
Oh yeah, she's a beast, man.
Allegra.
Like, I think like you. Yeah, I think like you said, it's going to transition because, like, what I believe, like music now, like if it doesn't have a real meaning, like if it's talking about something silly and stupid, like, and it's like what's not working is that we're in a pandemic, and you want to talk about it don't fit this right now. It doesn't
like we
fit,
out here, we popping bottles in the club. I'm like, the club closed, bro. It's closed.
I was saying, look, that's one thing I was pointing out to a guy. I was like, you popping bottle? I said, is that bottle in the basement? I say, oh, you're in the living room? Okay, I get it. I say, man, now if you got a video, we put a video, make sure you're in the house doing popping bottles in the house. You're not at the club. You're at the club, ain't nobody there.
Man, they want to live that life. And then when that life catch up to them and they begging for, help me. I'm like, nah, it's the life you want to live. Yeah. It's the
Yeah,
life you
I'm
chose.
like, man, trust me, man. I think as we get older, we supposed to think older. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, truth of the matter is, like if you 40 and 50, you talking about
Popping bottles.
I was like, man, that don't. I was like, I can see you say sipping champagne from a glass or something like that, but it's different from. Yeah, no. I said somebody stuck.
No, they doing that because 40 and 50 now is way younger than 40 and 50 back in the day when I was like coming up. 40 and 50 back in the day, man, you was on your way out. You was gone. You was like,
you're right.
Any day now, type thing. Now, 40 and 50
now,
look like Chris Brown in the club right now. I'm like
you 20.
You pop locking? You 50? Jesus Christ!
You Chris Brown now?
You incredible. Like for 40 and 50, you look amazing. That's why you're in here popping bottles.
Well,
it's
like I said, that's what you'll never hear me. You'll never hear me saying that in a song. I do got a song. It's
so you'll never hear me saying that.
No, it's just a drinking party. Everybody gonna want to do that once the band get lifted. And I mean, they doing it now, but they're gonna want to be doing it a lot more now because they're gonna be free. That's like systematically we stuck in prison and everybody's a patient, now. So like once we get out of the hospital, we want to live. So that's basically what's going I think going to happen. But man, I know there's a lot of other stuff that's going on, and I'm like, shoot, man, West Coast, you remember when the judge released all of the prisoners and stuff like that. So I was like, maybe it's systematically some things about to take place, but I don't think it's gonna be the party we want.
I'm like, are they releasing people? All right, let me go lock up because we getting there.
Yep. But I think, man, I think this had it kind of threw me back a little bit because of the conditions of everything. I was traveling left and right. West Coast, and like, I mean, it felt like a whole different. The energy was so different because as I came here, it's like you see, it's like a cloud and just a small amount of people and be more that motivate you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and the energy that we had when like back in the 80s and 90s. I can't lie about my age, but but the 90s, man, that it was like that everything was a lot more happier. And of course, the times changed, man. Mm-hmm. And but when I went west, I was like, man, it was like living. It was like, okay, ain't nothing changed. But now
I see why people go out there and get caught up. I'm like, that lifestyle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was like, man, it just lets you know that it's a choice on making life fun and you can live so many different ways. But it was like, man, I just only wanted to do it right,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh man. So you got any upcoming projects that you plan on putting out soon? Are we gonna get a single? Anything?
Man, yeah. Well, I got I did one, right, but it was called I'm a Survivor, right? But I didn't. I don't know. I was looking at the pieces in the video, and let me see. Yeah, I was looking at pieces in the video, and it was just like talking about more of the the pandemic stuff, the rioting,
mm-hmm.
and I guess after I was reading and looking and about Mr. Floyd, and just finding out, I was like, maybe I need to read or maybe pull some stuff out of there, because I didn't really want it to be that. I wanted to be as we as people, we trying our best to survive. So certain things we might run into, which is rioting and looting and all that other stuff. But I didn't really want to key it on one person, because there's been a lot of people that, what I'm saying, that was hurt by officers and people of that nature. So I didn't want to just make it one, because while it's one and it's been a billion people, and we've been getting it since the beginning. So,
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. I'm gonna probably touch up on it and just drop it but I wanted to wait because it's holiday. It ain't nothing really going on. Everybody mindset is on uh, Santa Claus, and I, you know what I think
jolly,
about that.
The jolly white fat man coming down your chimney.
It ain't nothing special. Nothing special about somebody else's daddy. It ain't our daddy.
It's not. I'm like, it is what it is. I'm gonna sing my Boyz II Men carols, but I'm gonna keep it at that. I ain't. That's it. I just love the music. That's it.
Yeah. But I say, man, I guess we could just kind of like say play into fantasy because that was, as a kid, we all grew up in the fantasy, and that's all that's for the fantasy. As long as they know what's good with it, I don't have no problems. If they love it, I love it too.
Oh man, I can't wait to hear that single after you touch it up, bro. It's gonna be amazing. I already know.
Yeah. I'm gonna just I know for the first I'm gonna put that out first, at least the music, because I think that's gonna be ASAP. Maybe next year hit. That's gonna be ASAP. I did do another one, right? It's a I would say a wedding type song, but it's different, man. I finished the vid. It's complete. It's in a draft mode. I gotta kind of get things situated with that, and then I'll probably drop that next release in March. You know what I mean?
My boy said he's sick of this divorce rate. He about to stop that. He about to put. He's like, I'm sick of y'all divorcing. We gonna stay together. Let's stay together like Al Green. Let's go.
We'll stay together forever. It was like exactly. I was like, maybe I was doing this one thing where it's gonna change the transition of us me playing a lot, and then eventually getting to a point of like, okay, let's make a transition and get together, and let's just go ahead and be wed, but I don't know, man. It's just like a lot of stuff that you hear about now. It's just have you second guessing. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I understand.
We already know the truth, man. And once you come into that contract, it's a total different look.
Next year definitely is going to be great for you. Also, like, people are watching. They definitely they're going to mess with you just off strength that I mess with you. Yeah. So just tell people where to follow you at on social media, my brother.
Oh man, I'm at Ibneza, IBNEZA at Instagram. I'll be dropping some real good healing music. That old 90s R&B. Yeah. That's the kind we missing. So I just want to first thank my man Marlon, the comedian, for bringing me on, and it's been a real live enlightenment, man. And it's like I'm glad that I was able to talk and really kind of get a chance to socialize because we all at social distancing right now. so man, just follow me. I'm eventually start sharing and being more involved and being more active because, like I said, now I guess this is the time. We need to kind of come up out of the cabin and escape that cabin fever and start really politicking and connecting with each other. So, yep. So definitely follow me up on Marlon, man. He's a great comedian.
Thank you so much.
Got nothing but love for you, baby.
Thank you so much, man. And Ibneza is also, man, dope artist. As y'all are familiar, I plan on, having some jam sessions next year. So I plan on, bringing him through, rock out live. Yes, and y'all see the real talent that this man has. And trust me, if I mess with him, and y'all know I'm picky, I don't give nobody a chance, but I listen to this brother's music. Dope. Dope. So make sure y'all check him out. Follow him. What's your handle again, brother?
Ibneza, IBNEZA.
Ibneza, follow him and make sure y'all follow the Love to Laugh podcast. Follow me also. You'll be hearing a lot more. I'm gonna post some of Ibneza's music on here. Y'all get hip. Follow his YouTube. That's love. Everything, man. Thank y'all so much. Don't hang up yet. I'm about to wrap this up and then we talk about this.
Got you.
Y'all have been great, man. Make sure y'all tune into the Love to Laugh podcast. Next year is gonna be great. 2021 is gonna be way better than this year. Trust me, this is gonna be over. The music is gonna flow, the jokes are gonna flow, and this has been the Love to Laugh podcast. My name is Marlon Ballard. Thank y'all so much. Shout out to my boy Ibneza. Yeah.
Who wants to be alone on these cold, cold nights? What I want to